Hi, it's Marcus from Dad and Lads Gaming. The boy's not here, so that only means one thing. I've done something to the games rooms. It's a new little vlog, something I've done in Games Room 2. Check it out. I've enjoyed doing it. Here is what's proposed. So, Tommy's got a new TV in his bedroom. So I've got his old 65-inch Hisense 4K TV there. So I'm going to hopefully fit the 4K 65-inch TV in the wall there where those pictures are on the back wall. I know a lot of people don't like the TV screen being high up, but I've always gamed like this, so I can then sit in the gaming chair there or here on this sofa and play PC games on there as well as here on the sofa, which will be nice. And I'm hoping to be able to add that 65-inch TV as a second screen for my Mac as well. Now this TV is about 40-inch, I think. So I've got a bracket for this, but I'm proposing to have that in Tarte mode at all times. So then it's even easier to play the good shmups and such like that. I'm undecided whether to utilise the stand I've got, which I can just rotate it, or, like I say, I've got a bracket for the wall, but I just want to see what it looks like next to that 65-inch, whether I'm going to have the wall or not. Undecided on that at the moment. So what I need to do first, I've started getting a few bits and pieces from Amazon and such like. I need to basically remove all that from the wall, so I've got access to the wall to mount the TV, chase HDMI cables in, power cables, such like. So a lot of the work's going to be crappy and uninteresting. Then all the good stuff's when actually TV's on the wall. So anyway, that's how it is at the moment. Right, first stage of clearing out. That's the flat HDMI cable that I've ran behind that unit and under the carpet from the OSFC. Obviously the things out of these units now, so what have we got? We've had that TV which I could rotate with that. It was like a stand I bought for it. It was a bit of a fiddle, but you could rotate the monitor, which is good for the Tarte games. With the new setup, hopefully I won't need to do that. That's the new Hisense TV. So what else came out of the units? We've got obviously my Mac in the corner there. Xbox One X, modded 360 with all the Japanese shmups on. PS4 predominantly for VR 1, but also with some shmups installed. And my gaming PC. So now, lots of stuff to get dug out the walls, chase cables in, and the main thing is obviously mount that TV on that wall there, so I can it'll be my main gaming screen and PC monitor, I guess. So lots of work to come, but I do like these little tasks, so I'd best crack on with it. Current state of play, I'm going to make a template for that TV size because I want to sit back on the sofa and try and get an idea. Rather than my wife holding up a 65-inch screen, then I can sit back on the sofa and decide how high I want it on that wall. So that's what we are at the minute, watching Smoking the Bandit on Netflix. It looks beauty on this 36-inch CRT TV in component. Lovely picture for these old movies. Anyway, time to make a template. Still watching Smoking the Bandit. I've made my little template. Oh, there's a special TV show on it. So that's what the desk looks like from sat on the sofa. Oh look, can you see it? Oh, Tommy Isabel End. Anyway, so that's my representation of the TV. So now I need to decide whether to keep that TV rotated on that stand or actually mount it to the wall at the side. Again, undecided and something I'm going to have to contemplate. So I think I could probably lower it actually. But again, things I need to think about. Busy out there today. Using those back boxes. I'm obviously going to be putting holes in the walls and running cables in. So this is the type of stuff I've had to buy. Obviously those back boxes. Brush plates. Optical cables for the little sound bar. More HDMI cables, lots of them. And obviously over there are the items to connect the TV bracket to the wall, which I've had a nightmare with. Amazon sent it to use every you've smash. How can you smash a flipping TV bracket? But they broke it, so I had to go back, so I had to order another one. That delayed me by a day. Yeah, so that's me just cracking on with little jobs. On with it. I was undecided about whether to add this bit in, but I thought I'd show it to demonstrate things don't always go according to plan. So, cutting holes in walls, yes, fine, but I've made an utter mess because I started off initially thinking I would put that where that brush plate's going to be close to the socket to make it neater, but then I'm hitting double battens, and there's also a batten in there next to it, so it just made my life extremely difficult. So despite planning, and for example down there I thought I'll run the cables low down, hitting those water pipes, big mistake, don't want to go anywhere near those. So in the end there is additional holes, it is a massive mess, but what I do, I number the hole I've cut round, I keep that cut out, so then my friend Des comes round, he basically sticks them back in and repairs the wall. You wouldn't even know it's been cut. And I just use one of these little jab saws to cut little holes in to obviously put the cables to the wall. So it looks an absolute mess at the moment. But then come Monday, next Monday, Des will be round, and all you'll be able to see is the brush plates, the cables, and it'll be ready to put the TV in the wall, and it'll be great. So I thought, like I said, I just thought I'd put that in so it demonstrates that these jobs look nice when they're finished. This stage, sometimes it's absolutely horrendous. And when I did that yesterday, I was just thinking, why me? I cut some big holes, and I'm thinking massive battens. I'd use one of those stud finders, but it's just not an exact science when you've got that much sort of wood behind that wall, because there's obviously an ensuite in there. So there's obviously different parts of the structure for that. And I was hating my life because I was making a much more of a mess than I wanted to. Like I say, and that's my little jab saw I use. So next video hopefully should have the bracket up, so let's keep your eyes peeled. Right, here we are. I've got my little anchor points in where I've measured the TV bracket up. These obviously anchor things to plasterboard, and it looks like this. Let's see if it zooms in properly. Looks like that. Now for years, I'm probably saying things that people already know about, but for years I'd put this in and then put this screw in, and then I'd be carefully screwing it up, and then quite often this would start turning, ripping into the plasterboard. It used to do my absolute head in, and it's only because I'm stupid. And I went in the hardware store one day and they said, well, why aren't you using the proper tool? So I got the proper tool. I cannot believe the difference it makes, because these are actually excellent mounting bolts for TVs in the wall. So all I'll do there is screw that in a little bit like that. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. Screw in like that. Then get my little device on it like so. Then just basically nip it up, and it does it all without turning the thing. So let's get it started. There we go. Give it a couple of nips till it gets there, tight there now, and then release it. And there. Now take that bolt out. That's basically just compressed it inside, and that is beaut now. That, I mean, there's obviously 8 bolts there. It's more than enough for that TV, because obviously nowadays the flat screen TVs are getting lighter and lighter, so that is absolutely tremendous. That solid as a rock. So if you didn't know, for plasterboard, get the bolts, and definitely use the proper crimp tool. I think that was £20. So yeah, it's been worth its weight in gold, that little tool. There's a bracket on the wall. Another little tip: often these TV brackets come in these little spirit levels. They're absolutely crap. Don't rely on them. So I've got a decent one there. So as you can see, you might not be able to see there, but it's absolutely spot on. So you watch. When I put the TV on the wall, it's all finished. I bet you any money it'll look wonky. It just always does for me. I've got no look at all. So I'm just putting the bracket on there, just to basically put the TV on the wall, so I'm happy with everything where it is. I mean, I did measure it with Tommy. Obviously, there's the problem. I've introduced Tommy into the mix, so providing I'm happy with where it is, I'll lift the TV back off, take the bracket off, because obviously I'm waiting for Monday for my holes to be repaired, and then I can finally get it all back on. So let's see what it looks like in a minute with the TV on the wall. Right, I've got the big unit to help me, the big powerhouse, and that's what it looks like on the wall now. So I haven't centered it or anything, but obviously I can do that. So that's I'll take it back off the wall. It's just a nice height. That I like that height, and I think Raz from Raz Tenno said before he didn't like TVs that high. I've always had TVs higher up. Even when as a kid with my Spectrum in the bedroom, me and my brother always had our TVs quite high up when we played, so I'm quite happy with that. And plus, if you sat at the desk when it's all pushed in, it'll be fine. That's it. So all I'm going to do now, today's job is, because I'm going to be putting my PC in this unit, which isn't to everyone's cup of tea, but it's just needs a must. I'm going to have to put the PC in there. So in order to get better circulation, I'm going to sort of drill out the back of the unit so it's more like airspace. Basically drill some holes in the back so there's loads of air coming through. So that's the next job for today. And I'm just waiting for the main man to come and repair the wall, and we're pretty much done for this phase of it anyway. What do you reckon, Tom?
It's alright.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, nice one. The last little bit of preparatory work done before my mate comes tomorrow to fix the wall. I always just like to bag up the cables so I don't get paint all over them, such that keeps them clean. And even though the ends have got the little protectors on, it's just to make sure you don't get dust and crap in it. I've obviously drilled the back of that unit just to for like air gap for the PC. Also, a little thing of note: the bracket I always put on, I don't know if you can see, I always use spacers. Some people like it really flush to the wall. I like a bit of a gap. It just creates a bit of tolerance for your HDMI cables. If you look at this, for example, the 4K 60 Hz sockets are on the side, so they're easy for cables to go in. But these ones on the back here, they can cause problems. So I've in the past just used these things. Look, so you've got like a 90-degree connector for the HDMI, and I'm going to use a soundbar, so also a 90-degree connector for the optical cable. Just makes things, and obviously when I look there, compared to the cables, they're not going to push against the wall or anything. Just makes it a bit more flexible and not as damaging for your cables. You obviously get HDMI cables with actual 90-degree end on it anyway, but they're just a little adapter, with a little tip for people if they ever want to consider it. Yes, that's me done. Ready for tomorrow. My old mucker Des is gone, so I'm just waiting for the paint to dry. He's only painted this one wall. As you can see, it's looking great now. All my, what shall we say, handiwork has been repaired. There's a few patches there where you can see he's repaired it, so a couple of hours, it'll be as if I've never done any damage to the wall. The paint's still drying a little bit, you can probably just see in the middle there. Brackets up now. I was just taking the cables out of the bags. And you see some are like coiled up more than others. They're basically spares in case I need more cabling for things in future. So the problem about getting all this done is you can't see it, but the room's now just absolutely covered in a fine film of dust, which you know what I'm like. I'm going to need to get rid of that, get dust and cleaned pretty sharp as soon as this TV's back on the wall and these units are back in place, to get everything spick and span. So there we go, next stage done. TV's on the wall. Oh, look at Nath. So now, what's left? Dusting. Units in. Let's go in the other room quickly. And obviously you've got to put all the consoles back in that was set up in there. The Mac and the other monitor, etc. So I've got a busy couple of hours ahead of me. But I'm pleased with that anyway. It's going to be ideal on the wall there. Great stuff. There we go. Units in. Bit of bit head while I'm working. So everywhere's dusted and cleaned. It's now just a matter of plumbing everything back in as it was. PC, other consoles, etc. There we go. All tidy in here again, see what that means? Yes, we're finished. Let's go and have a look. There we go. Mac on the wall, on the side there. 65-inch TV. And that's now a 40-inch TV, which I've got in titanium mode. Currently got Crysis Wing on it. And before I've finished, I'll set the camera up just so you can watch me playing it, because it's absolutely class. It's like Tatsujin, but that's currently on the Xbox One. It's absolutely beauty. So as you can see, everything's nice and tidy now. There is still some things I need to do for this setup. For example, in this here, where the Xbox 360 and PS4 are going to be, I've just shoved them in, because there's still things to be done, like what you can't see. I need some basically a HDMI matrix switcher so I can switch things to multiple screens. You know I like to do that, so that's what I'm planning to do with this. So I can send the PC to Tata mode, I can put the PS4 on that screen, vice versa, Xbox on that screen. But again, it's a couple £100. Also, I'm not keen on those wires, and I want the ability to sit on the sofa when I can play on the Xbox or the PC. So I need a better wireless keyboard and wireless mouse, which will then get rid of that wire. Also, I've used this RGB pad, which I'll turn the lights off now. Basically, Tommy had it, and I like to use things and don't let them go to waste. So Tommy didn't have any use for it anymore, so I'm going to use it now. There we go. Looks canny, lit up. Obviously, I had to have a point and click adventure on the screen there, didn't I, really? So that's it, really pleased. But like I say, there's more work to be done, but it's like unseen work, like behind the units. It's not very sexy. And there's obviously the PC in there now, which I'd prefer it to be out because it's got lovely RGB on it, but I don't mind. This looks canny with the door open. So what I'll do next, I'll set the camera up so you can watch me playing Crisis Wing. And then we'll do our little outro and discuss everything. Cheers. Right, let's see what this looks like then. Like I say, it's a fantastic Tatsujin style shmup and plays lovely in Tata mode. Here we go. Look at that little beauty. Let's see how crap I can be. Who wants to see the smart bomb? How much does this remind you of Tatsujin? You ready? Look at that. Beauty. Let's try and get it. Oh, a bit of bother here. There we go. There you go, what do you reckon? How cool is that? Right, that's it all done. I don't care if people don't watch these. I love doing these little projects. I like doing these little vlogs that go along with it. So, as I probably hinted at in that video, it's not quite finished. I want to get like the wireless keyboard, wireless mouse, something to comfortably sit on the sofa and use the PC if I want to. Obviously the HDMI switching matrix thing, whatever it is, it's quite expensive, the one I've seen. Probably about £220. So it's not that some little cheap switcher. It basically allows me to plug about 6 HDMI sources in. It might be 4, 6 I think, anyway, something I've counted out. I know what I need, and it lets me output to multiple screens, so I'll be able to have an output to the 65-inch TV, the Tata one, and also an output to a capture device should I ever want to record game footage, that kind of thing. Also, I need some more little cabling to allow me to use the PC, that Tata screen, as a second screen. So, God, I haven't got a clue how to do it, but if I ever decided to stream anything, I'd be able to use that on my little Discord thing. So, I've seen other people do it, it looks quite useful, I would say. Also, I need another little bit of cable to allow me to output the Mac onto the 65-inch screen, which I've seen done. And that's something I could then possibly sit on the sofa with my little thing to put across my lap and do a bit of editing that way. Just make it a bit more comfortable sometimes. Don't get me wrong, this chair's pretty good, it's the gaming chair, but this sofa's lovely and comfortable, and I like being down that slightly low position, as I mentioned as well, looking up to the screen. I prefer that. So anyway, so thanks for watching everybody, and keep your eyes peeled for another update vlog, and God knows when I get bored.